welcome back to A Better World. This is your host, Mitchell J. Rabin, and we're very glad you're joining us again today. Today we're going to have another very interesting show. We have with us the author of this book, Exception to the Rulers, Amy Goodman, one of my favorite people, who's been on WBAI for, God, how many years at this point?
Oh, in fact, it's going to be 20th anniversary.
20th anniversary.
Right now.
Oh, fabulous. The well-known host of Democracy Now! That is aired on so many stations, WBAI, Pacifica Radio, Free Speech Radio, Link TV, Direct TV, and on it goes. It's actually the largest public broadcast that is even on channel, on PBS. Is that so?
Well, it's the largest public media collaboration in the United States.
In the United States. It's just fabulous, and it keeps reaching and growing larger and larger. And now Amy, with this book, has been nominated by the independent booksellers as the top title of a book during this election season. It's being translated into Spanish, Arabic, and many other languages, and it's really catching on worldwide, as it needs to. We're very glad to have you.
Oh,
Amy.
it's great to be with you.
Great. Wonderful. So, first of all, let's just go into one of the things that I've always wanted to just ask you, because of where you sit and the amount of news that you filter every day, you've developed a real historical perspective on what's going on in this world in general and in this country, of course, in particular. What is your sense of the underlying purpose of the kind of degeneration that we continually see from administration to administration going on? Because between democracy, the Democrats and the Republicans, it's almost seamless, nearly.
Right.
And I was just wondering, sitting where you sit, seeing the stories day after day, month after month, year after year, if you have some underlying sense of kind of what's up.
Yeah. Well, I think this point you raised between the seamlessness of the Democratic and Republican Party is a very important one, because it means we have no major opposition party in this country, which means that most people's voices are not heard, so that you can have a country where the Attorney General nominee is not challenged as he's confirmed in any significant way, and yet he is central to what has taken place at the Abu Ghraib prison and Guantanamo, the torture of prisoners, which not only endangers those people, but of course endangers U.S. servicemen and women when they go abroad, because it's very hard to hold another country accountable for prisoners of war and how they're treated when the U.S. is treating prisoners in such a horrific way, the famous pictures at Abu Ghraib. And that's just one small example. But even going to war, the invasion of Iraq, the fact that it was supported, by, though there are some Democrats who opposed it, the leading Democrats, like the Democratic Party candidate for president, John Kerry, and his running mate, Senator Edwards, they supported the authorization of the invasion. And this is a very serious issue, because you not only have a political landscape where the major parties don't represent most people, but then you have a media that acts as a megaphone for those in power, excluding everyone else. And that is a very serious problem. And so most people in this country, their views are simply iced out. And yet, what is hopeful is that there is grassroots activism everywhere. And you can't just classify it as progressive or conservative, Republican or Democrat, because those lines are breaking down. People care about what's happening in the world. I think this devastating tsunami shows that.
Yes.
That when finally the media reflects the stories of everyday people, people in this country care. And they open their hearts, they open their wallets, they do anything they can to help people that they see suffering. Well, we need that to happen on a regular basis, especially in countries that are deeply affected by U.S. foreign policy, to see what's happening on the ground, because people in this country are compassionate, if they know. We should see the same stories of people who've lost loved ones in Iraq, and then people in this country would say, no, as they have even when they don't see it.
And they have, exactly.